Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that's often talked about, debated, and even idealized, but rarely truly understood in its most profound form: courage. When we think of courage, our minds often conjure up dramatic images, don't they? We picture the fearless hero charging into battle against overwhelming odds, the impassioned activist standing defiantly against systemic injustice, the Olympic athlete pushing past the agonizing limits of their body in a climactic, medal-deciding moment. And yes, absolutely, these are undeniable acts of immense bravery. They are the moments that get the headlines, the standing ovations, the historical footnotes. But what if I told you that the most profound, most transformative courage isn't always a thunderous roar, a grand gesture witnessed by thousands, but sometimes a quiet, almost imperceptible whisper? What if it's not solely about conquering external fears or physical challenges, but about facing and embracing something far more intimate, far more vulnerable: yourself? What if it's not about being fearless in the face of danger, but about being authentic? This profound and often overlooked dimension of courage is beautifully encapsulated in a powerful statement from the brilliant and insightful philosopher Cornel West. Courage is being true to yourself, true to a sense of integrity. Just take a moment to let that sink in. It's a statement that subtly but profoundly reframes our entire understanding of what it genuinely means to be brave. It masterfully shifts the spotlight from external battles and public triumphs to a far more crucial internal alignment. It suggests that the true measure of our courage isn't found in how loudly we roar, but in how faithfully we live. Being true to yourself. On the surface, it sounds disarmingly simple, almost a well-worn cliché you might find on a motivational poster. Yet paradoxically, it's arguably one of the most challenging, most arduous journeys any of us will ever embark upon in our lives. Why is it so incredibly difficult? Because from the moment we draw our first breath, we are relentlessly bombarded, day in and day out, with an incessant barrage of messages and expectations dictating who we should be. This external noise comes from every conceivable direction: the deeply ingrained traditions and hopes of our families, the shifting dynamics and pressures of our peer groups, the carefully curated highlight reels of social media, the pervasive and often manipulative narratives of advertising, and even the very cultural norms and societal values woven into the fabric of the world we inhabit. We are subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, told what to wear, what to like, what hobbies to pursue, what opinions to hold, what careers to covet, what to value, and ultimately, how to define and achieve success. To be truly, genuinely true to yourself means undertaking the monumental task of quieting that deafening external clamor. It means purposefully tuning out the cacophony of others' expectations and instead listening intently, deeply to your own inner compass. This isn't a passive act. It's a deliberate and courageous choice. It's about meticulously understanding your core values, what genuinely, truly matters to you, not what you think should matter or what society loudly proclaims should matter, but what truly resonates, what deeply vibrates within the core of your being, your very soul. Is it creativity, expressed through art, innovation, or problem solving? Is it deep, authentic connection with others, fostering community and belonging? Is it contribution, making a tangible difference in the world, however small? Is it autonomy, the freedom to chart your own course and live by your own rules? Or perhaps it's continuous growth, wisdom, compassion, or justice. These aren't abstract concepts. They are the bedrock upon which an authentic life is built. Beyond values, being true to yourself also means honestly acknowledging your authentic desires and passions. Are you diligently pursuing a particular career path because it genuinely ignites a spark within you, fills you with excitement and purpose, or because it merely promises a certain level of financial security or social status? Are you engaging in specific hobbies or activities because they bring you profound joy and fulfillment? Or simply because they're trendy or popular within your social circle? This isn't about casting judgment on your past choices. It's about embarking on a journey of honest, unflinching self-inquiry. It's about shining a light into the deepest corners of your motivations and asking, is this truly mine? This profound act of self-discovery, this meticulous process of peeling back the myriad layers of societal expectation, familial conditioning, and even self-imposed limitations requires an immense, almost staggering amount of courage. It takes raw courage to honestly admit to yourself that you might have been on the wrong path, that a dream you once clung to no longer serves your highest good, or that something you once thought you desperately wanted now feels hollow. It takes even greater courage to then voice that realization, to bravely say, this isn't me anymore, or this isn't truly me, even if it means potentially disappointing those you love, challenging deeply entrenched norms, or forging a new, less predictable, and perhaps initially lonelier path. This is the courage of self-revelation, the bravery of embracing your evolving truth. Now, let's turn our attention to the equally critical second part of Cornel West's profoundly insightful statement, true to a sense of integrity. While integrity is often broadly defined as possessing strong moral principles and unwavering honesty, its essence is far more expansive and deeply rooted than just that. At its core, integrity is about being whole, complete, undivided. It's about achieving a profound and consistent alignment between your deepest beliefs, the words you utter, and the actions you take. When we strive to act with true integrity, there is no discernible gap, no uncomfortable chasm between the person we present ourselves to be to the world and the person we genuinely are on the inside. There is no nagging internal conflict, no subtle dissonance, because our outward behavior serves as a faithful, uncompromised reflection of our inward convictions. This is precisely where true courage, in its most consistent and impactful form, often manifests. Not in a single heroic act, but in the myriad everyday choices we make. These are the choices we face when no one else is watching, when the easier, more convenient, or more self-serving path involves a subtle compromise of our deeply held values. Consider these common, yet profoundly challenging scenarios where integrity demands our courage. The courage to admit you're wrong. This is an incredibly humbling and often agonizing act. To genuinely say, I made a mistake, or my perspective was flawed, especially when your ego, reputation, or even your livelihood is on the line, requires immense strength. But true integrity demands this vulnerability and accountability. The courage to speak your truth, even if it's unpopular. Whether you're in a high-stakes corporate meeting, navigating a heated discussion with friends, or engaging in a public forum online, expressing an honest, well-reasoned opinion that goes against the prevailing sentiment or popular narrative requires significant backbone. It's easy to go with the flow. It takes courage to stand apart. The courage to do the right thing, even when it's inconvenient or costly. Think about the small, unobserved acts: picking up litter when no one's looking, returning too much change you received by mistake, intervening when you see someone being unfairly treated, even if it puts you in an awkward position. These are quiet, unassuming acts, but they are profound expressions of integrity. They demonstrate a commitment to principles over personal comfort or gain. The courage to say no, This simple two-letter word can be one of the most powerful and courageous words in our entire vocabulary. It takes courage to say no to opportunities that, despite their allure, fundamentally don't align with your values or long-term goals. It takes courage to decline requests that would stretch you too thin, leading to burnout and resentment. It takes courage to resist social pressures that subtly, or not so subtly, push you to compromise your well-being, your boundaries, or your core beliefs. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of profound self-integrity. Each of these moments, no matter how seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, serves as a crucial test of our integrity. And each time we consciously and deliberately choose to act in authentic alignment with our values, we're not merely building character. We are actively and powerfully practicing courage. We are strengthening that vital inner muscle, reinforcing our commitment to our true self, making it incrementally easier to choose integrity, authenticity, and courage the next time a similar challenge arises. It's a continuous, compounding process.
So, why is this particular kind of courage, the courage rooted in profound authenticity and unwavering integrity, so absolutely vital, not just for our individual well-being and personal growth, but for the health, trust, and flourishing of the world around us? Because it initiates a powerful, far-reaching ripple effect that touches everything it encounters. When you commit to being unequivocally true to yourself, you are, perhaps unknowingly, giving others a profound and invaluable gift, permission to be true to themselves. Your authenticity becomes a silent but powerful beacon, shining a light and showing others that it is not only acceptable, but truly liberating to be different, to possess unique perspectives, to march to the beat of their own drum, and to courageously forge their own distinct path. In a world that often, almost compulsively, prizes conformity, where the pressure to fit in can be overwhelming, this act of genuine self-expression is nothing short of a radical act of liberation. It inspires others to shed their own masks, to embrace their own uniqueness, and to step into their own power.
Furthermore, when you consistently act with integrity, you build something incredibly precious and increasingly rare: trust. This trust isn't just self-trust, though that is fundamental. It extends outwards, building trust in the relationships you cultivate, the teams you are a part of, the organizations you work for, and even the broader societal systems you engage with. Think about the leaders, the friends, the family members, or the colleagues you admire most, the ones you instinctively respect and rely upon. Chances are they are individuals who operate from a deep place of integrity. Their words are consistent with their actions. There's no hidden agenda, no manipulative intent. You know exactly where you stand with them because their inner principles guide their outward behavior. This unwavering consistency, this transparent alignment, builds a robust foundation of respect, reliability, and genuine connection, qualities that are desperately, profoundly needed in our increasingly fragmented, often cynical, and rapidly changing world. Imagine, just for a moment, a world where a greater majority of people operated from this deep-seated place of inner truth and unshakable integrity. We would undoubtedly witness more genuine connection and less performative living. We would experience fewer superficial interactions and more meaningful relationships. We would see a stronger collective moral compass guiding decisions, rather than short-term gains or fleeting trends. Problems, both personal and global, would be approached with greater honesty, courage, and a sincere desire for real solutions, built upon a foundation of shared trust and mutual respect, rather than suspicion and self-interest. This vision, while ambitious, starts with individual acts of courage.
So, the critical question remains, how do we actively cultivate this profound, everyday courage?
How do we integrate authenticity and integrity, not just as ideals, but as lived realities? It's important to acknowledge that this journey is rarely linear or easy. There will be stumbles, moments of doubt, and times when the easier path beckons. But it is absolutely achievable and deeply rewarding. Here are some practical, actionable steps you can begin implementing today. 1. Embrace radical self-reflection. This is the bedrock of authenticity. You cannot be true to yourself if you don't truly know yourself. Journaling consistently. Make it a regular practice to write down your raw thoughts, your deepest feelings, your visceral reactions to situations. What triggers you? What genuinely brings you profound joy and a sense of purpose? What are your absolute non-negotiables, your lines in the sand? Writing helps you externalize and examine your internal landscape. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Dedicate time each day to simply be. Observe your thoughts, your emotions, your bodily sensations without judgment. This practice helps you create a vital space between your true self and the often chaotic noise of your mind in the external world. It allows you to discern what is truly you versus what is simply a passing thought or external influence. Actively identify your core values. Don't just vaguely think about them. Write them down. List out 3 to 5 values that are non-negotiable for you. Keep them visible, perhaps on your desk, as your phone background, or in your journal. Use these values as a powerful filter, a guiding compass for every significant decision you make, both big and small. 2. Practice small, consistent acts of integrity. Don't wait for a grand moral dilemma or a moment of crisis to test your integrity. Build this muscle daily. Follow through on your commitments. If you say you're going to do something, do it, whether it's a promise to yourself, a friend, or a colleague. Even small acts of follow-through build self-trust and external reliability. Address subtle misalignments. If you notice something is slightly off, perhaps a mild injustice or a gentle misrepresentation, address it constructively and kindly, rather than letting it slide because it's inconvenient. These micro decisions reinforce your commitment to honesty. Be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. This is perhaps the most challenging. It means having the difficult conversation, admitting a mistake, or delivering an unpopular truth, all while doing so with respect and empathy. This is where your integrity muscle truly grows. 3. Strategically surround yourself with support. Your environment significantly impacts your ability to be authentic. Seek out authentic connections. Actively cultivate relationships with people who genuinely value authenticity and integrity. These are the individuals who will encourage you to be your best, most genuine self, not just your most convenient or agreeable self. Engage in honest dialogue. Have candid, vulnerable conversations with trusted friends, mentors, or even a therapist. Sometimes, an objective, empathetic, outside perspective can illuminate areas where you might be unconsciously compromising your values or suppressing your true desires.
4. Consciously embrace vulnerability and imperfection. True authenticity doesn't demand perfection. It demands honesty. Acknowledge your humanity. Being true to yourself means openly acknowledging your flaws, your vulnerabilities, and your ongoing journey of growth. Courage isn't about being infallible. It's about showing up authentically even with your insecurities and your less polished edges. Dare to be imperfect. It takes immense courage to be vulnerable, to admit when you don't have all the answers, to ask for help when you need it, or to simply say, "I'm struggling." This kind of vulnerability is a cornerstone of deep, authentic connection, both with yourself and with others. 5. Gently step outside your comfort zone. Courage, like any muscle, grows with consistent exercise. Take small, intentional steps. If being true to yourself means pursuing a new passion, changing career paths, or extracting yourself from an unfulfilling situation, break down the intimidating goal into tiny, manageable actions. Each small step builds confidence and momentum. Celebrate small victories. Acknowledge and appreciate each instance where you choose authenticity over comfort, integrity over convenience. These small victories reinforce the positive feedback loop, making it easier and more natural to choose courage the next time.
Cornel West's powerful words are far more than just a philosophical observation. They are a profound and urgent call to action, a call to live with deep intention, with radical congruence, and with an unwavering, unapologetic commitment to the unique, courageous individual you truly are. The world, in its current state, doesn't need more people desperately trying to contort themselves into predefined, often restrictive societal boxes. It doesn't need more echoes of the same old narratives. What it desperately needs, what it truly longs for, is more individuals brave enough to boldly break free from those constraints. It needs more diverse voices that speak not from a place of fear or conformity, but from a wellspring of genuine conviction and personal truth. It needs more actions that are rooted not in fleeting trends or superficial appearances, but in unshakable moral principles and a deep sense of purpose. So, as you move through your day, as you navigate your relationships, your work, and your personal journey, I invite you to pause. Reflect on this profound and deeply personal idea of courage. Where in your own life can you be more profoundly true to yourself? Where can you choose to act with even greater integrity, even when it's challenging? It might not result in a viral video or a front-page headline or a public accolade, but it will undeniably and fundamentally transform your life. And in doing so, in that quiet, consistent act of living authentically, you will inevitably, powerfully, and positively transform the world around you, one genuine, courageous step at a time. Your authenticity is your superpower. Your integrity is your shield. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, if it sparked a new thought or offered a moment of clarity, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you define courage in your daily life? What's one specific area where you're currently striving to be more authentic? Let's keep this vital conversation going and build a community of courage, one honest voice at a time.